And for our next team here on our worst first episode on hoopslounge.com, we have the Indiana Pacers, where we have them predicted as a duo at number 9, so just missing the playoffs. In our individual predictions before we put this together, I actually had them in the playoffs at number 8, and Justin had them sliding a bit further at number 11. In this offseason, they gained one of my favorite players, Miles Turner, Chase Budinger, Rakeem Christmas, Tony Douglas, Monta Ellis, Jordan Hill, Glenn Robinson, and they lost Roy Hibbert and David West. This is a team that just got a lot different. They were contenders, had some high hopes. Everything went wrong between injuries and everything else. They're getting Paul George back. They have a scorer in Monta Ellis, and a guy who we disagree on a whole lot, Miles Turner. And I think, to me, that was the difference between the 8 and the 11. I believe that Miles Turner is going to be able to step in and be productive from day one, even though he runs like he just learned how to run. Yes, I feel the way he runs is kind of like when you watch a deerling being born and they're first finding their stride and they're running across the lane. But I think Miles Turner is going to be good. Can you, obviously, you had them well missing the playoffs. What do you like and what do you not like about the Indiana Pacers?
What makes me nervous about the Indiana Pacers is they're changing their entire style of play. They're going from a slower defensive team to one that's going to play up-tempo. They lost a lot of defensive presence in Roy Hibbert and David West. Their perimeter defense is going to be hurt a little bit as well, bringing in Monta Ellis, although I really do like what he can bring from a playmaking scoring aspect. But the amount of change that they're going through and the lack of bigs on the roster really concern me. They're going to have Paul George playing at the 4. He's just trying to find his footing again. He played a little bit at the end of last season, but he's still trying to get back to the level he was at before. And I think playing at the 4, at the power forward position, he's going to bang with a lot of guys. I don't know how he's going to hold up there. And just the lack of bigs and that amount of change makes me really nervous, whereas other teams have less change and brought guys that fit the system that they already have in place.
I agree with you there. I'm going to make my argument for why I like them. I think, number 1, they have an established superstar in Paul George. Now, whether he has to play the 4, I agree. I don't think that's his ideal position, but I think he is a superstar. I think he's, in what I've seen from him since he's come back, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty healthy. Still young. Monta Ellis, we've seen for years, has been able to light it up. So he's able to score from the backcourt and can play the 1 or the 2. You kind of prefer him at the 2, but in a new age NBA where your point guard score, he's not a bad fit. And to me, where they won was Jordan Hill. I mean, who knows when we'll see him again, but he's able to run, play defense, and you have Miles Turner who can stretch and block shots. To me, it's a team that screams the modern NBA. You still have George Hill, you still have Rodney Stuckey. You have bigger guards who can play multiple positions, give you different looks, and in the front court, you have guys who can get up and down the floor, but at the same time, when you need to play half court, you still have a bit of size and guys who can defend the rim. And as we just went over in our last preview with the Charlotte Hornets, where I criticized them for not being able to protect the rim, I don't worry about it as much with this team. Do you think this is one of those factors where maybe we're putting, or maybe I'm putting in too much, faith in, the top level of what these guys will be able to do?
Here's what I'll say. I agree with everything you said. I do think they are building a more modern team. I love the moves they've made. I do like bringing in Monta Ellis and that. I think you're just not giving enough respect to the amount of time it's going to take for this to all mesh. Like the teams we mentioned before, Orlando, Charlotte, all these teams before them, they're not going through as drastic of a change. They've all improved. We've said all these teams, if they get the right breaks, might be able to make the playoffs. So while Indy's going through a transition stage and learning how to play, as Miles Turner learns how to adjust to the NBA, there's not going to be the same easy wins in the East that there might have been even last year. I think the East as a whole has improved. And while Indy, once they hit their stride, is probably going to be a playoff caliber team if everything happens the right way, they might not get enough early wins to make it in. I think they're going to be challenging for a playoff spot towards the end of the year. But I just by no means do I think it's guaranteed, and that's why I had them missing the playoffs personally.
All right, well, I can see where you're going with that, and I actually do tend to agree that they're going to hit their stride a little bit later, especially with the young guys like Turner having so much importance in the way I see them making the playoffs. But I do think that Monta Ellis and Paul George at the starting can give them a little bit kickstart. But this is why we argue, and if you guys agree or disagree, please leave the comments below, and we'll join us next time on our next season preview, Worst to First, here on Hoops Lounge.